Nexeon, I mean, we're considered in the industry to be a large operator because we operate greater than 40 buildings. Usually 40 or larger is considered to be a large operator. But we're pretty much a high acuity provider. And so as our rehab component and quality of product line, like a couple things. One is that we have two ventilator dependent driven facilities. We have one of only 6 pediatric nursing homes in America that handles, it's called Truman Smith in Gilmore, Texas. We average 100 patients that are under the age of 18. They're all usually either ventilator dependent or tracheotomy. So, and they go to school in the building or they get on the bus, or whatever. So that's a niche that we've kind of have a good experiences. We have another building in Meadowview in Minden, Louisiana that has 80 ventilator or high respiratory care patients. So we feel very comfortable in developing and maintaining high acuity in our buildings. We have respiratory expertise, we have wound care expertise. We won an award a number of years ago for using this little tool to Skype every wound patient in our building. So whenever a wound is admitted to our building, they FaceTime with the wound care nurses to make sure that we get an initial photograph, and then we can manage we leverage that one nurse between all of our buildings by using technology. And so our strategy over the last 3 to 5 years is build the acuity capabilities of our buildings. We can do tracheotomies, we can do ventilators, we can do IV therapy, we can do total nutrition, and a variety of other components, including complicated wound care, that we have the capabilities of higher RN coverage. A lot of our buildings have full-time nurse practitioners in the building so that we can manage that level of care. Because the industry is changing from a reimbursement perspective. Hospitals get penalized now if we send them back to the hospital within 30 days of admission to us. And so that's a statistic that we have to manage, because if we're sending them back to the hospitals too quickly, they won't send them in the future because they get penalized under their Medicare rate. And so the ability to manage acuity in our buildings is what we think we needed to do better, and we built a whole infrastructure to do that. We probably are one of the leaders in this industry with telemedicine. We have telemedicine in a lot of our facilities. I think we have 10 buildings currently rolled out, where if you need to talk to the physician, we can ping him, he can get on his iPhone, his iPad, or his laptop and have a face-to-face conversation as often as necessary. And that's given us the ability to have the families and the residents feel comfortable. They can sit there and talk to their doctor and say, hey, I'm not feeling well. Let me look at your wound. We have an example recently with an orthopedic surgeon admitted 10 patients to our building. We'd have to put them in a bus, drive them to his office every Thursday, and he'd evaluate all those 10 patients. Well, this past Thursday, we said we want to do telemedicine. He goes, well, I really don't believe in telemedicine. We said, fine. We set him up, took those 10 patients, evaluated them, have the camera right on the device, showed him all the wounds. He said, these are as good as me seeing them face to face. Instead of taking 3 hours to do that experience, it took us 30 minutes. Again, an example of saving his time and us transportation time and moving his patients to and from his office. So adding clinical capabilities is really what Nexeon has done over the last couple of years. So I think we're beginning to position ourselves for what we consider to be quality. The industry, through CMS and rule changes, are being measured on quality outcomes. Readmission of hospitalization, antipsychotic usage, turnover rate of your employees are 3 examples. And so we as a company are focused on those things to get our re-hospital admission rate to be below the national average, to get our use of antipsychotics to be below the national and state averages. And so, because we're eventually going to be measured and penalized if we're above the national average in our reimbursement. So acuity management, capabilities of managing the complexity of that, working intimately with the physician and telemedicine, get them on the team, has proved to be hugely successful. And so we think we're positioned well for the next 5 years. Now, our challenge will be delivering those things, enhancing the quality of staff. Recruitment challenges all the time. getting therapists, nurses, or whatever in every geographical market in this country is challenging because we compete with everybody for that. But I think we as a company feel our quality, and of the 36 buildings we have left, 27 of them have been Bronze Quality Award winners under the Baldrige American Healthcare model, and 7 of them have been Silver Award winners. We don't have a gold yet. Our goal is to get one of those goals. So quality focus, enhanced capabilities of clinical outcomes by still managing financial opportunities, because the way we get paid is managing what's called a MDS, which is a data set of tracking everything we do for these patients clinically to provide data to the third parties to reimburse us. So all of those things play into that strategy. So we're pretty excited about downsizing just recently, giving up 11 assets that we had for 16 years, ran them well, but they were in geographical markets that we didn't get major upside. We couldn't see. They were in rural, isolated locations that we did a great job, but we don't see how we can enhance them and grow the Medicare side of the business. So being leaner, meaner, more efficient, we think we're well positioned for the future. We've added one assisted living. We're looking at acquisitions on a one-by-one basis. Some of our landlords, Omega Healthcare, has talked to us about other possibilities. So we'll add assets that bring synergy and accretive potential to the financial viability. So I'm excited for the next 5 years.